Hello, my name is John Williams. I'm the owner and operator of whatwasthatradio.com. And long story short, it's a place to discover modern rock alternative. Bada boom, bada bing. Whether it's the playlists, the radio station that runs 24/7, I'm live weekdays between 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. Pacific time, as I'm based on Vancouver Island. There's the Arts Academy and a community of wuzzers and 2 podcasts. You've got a conversation with elongated, long chats with people that have inspired me as we get to know each other that can go up to 3 hours in some cases, most cases. Then there's what was short. Oh, a little favoured 10-minute nugget so that if this is your starting point in getting to know about Bexley and learning of one of the most riveting rock bands on this planet, we're all said and done in 10 minutes, including this intro. I would love and appreciate if you could go or would go to whatwasthatradio.com and check it out. Maybe even throw a like, share, or subscribe on this YouTube video too. But that is down to you. Here's what was short with Bexley.
Even with the question you asked, like giving you a quote about sick, it made me think about it. And it's hard to write down in words what I was trying to say is like, I don't know if you've ever felt like anger towards yourself for feeling a certain way.
Yeah, a lot.
That's what I was trying to convey with that song. Like the emotion of the song kind of goes with the words. Like, yeah, you're angry at yourself for feeling sad. Like, I don't want to feel sad right now. Like that's kind of how.
Because it's frustrating how much time you can spend wasting time.
Yeah. And that's something I deal with a lot. Like I'm wasting a lot of time right now feeling a way I don't want to feel. And you just learn how to avoid that, I guess. Lately, in the last year or so, I've been really trying to find the small things that bring me happiness every day and focusing on those small things, like whether it's like the process of making a tea that I like that routine makes me happy, or, writing down something that I'm grateful for, like that will also bring me happiness, and just trying to switch your brain to focus on the good instead of the bad, because I do get caught up often, like when we're playing music. I'm kind of a perfectionist in a sense where I hear it in my head immediately, and if it doesn't come out exactly how I hear it in my head when we record it, I get so angry, and it like takes me away from it. Like I can't write it anymore. I have to step back and just come back to it again when I'm in a better headspace. So I've been trying to figure out how to navigate that feeling and remind myself we're doing it for fun. We're doing it because we love it. It's hard not to get caught up in it and feel certain ways, because it's a lot of pressure too to try to make money playing music. You often wonder, like, is this gonna work out? Like, I want to do this, and so it's hard not to get in that cycle, but I have the things I know will take me back on track, and I work on them. I don't know if it's similar for you.
I think I probably have my own.
You just plow through.
Demons. Well, I think for me, it's just like, honestly, I think the only thing I've found that really works is, it doesn't always work, but the only thing that I can find consistently that works is just make something. I don't know why, but in my brain, I have to just like, I don't know if it's like just messing around in Photoshop even, like just like trying to come up with something, get creativity flowing in my head, somehow just takes me out of whatever cycle my brain is in. Like even just playing guitar long enough, I can kind of trick myself into not remembering what I was annoyed about or upset about. But I think there's a cathartic end of, like, going back to Sick.
These songs are so emotional for me. Like writing them all lyrically, they are all of my emotions. Like each song kind of takes on a different emotion.
I'm reminding her all the time too, like Sick, it's about a very clear anger at yourself.
Yeah, it's a picture of a moment. Like it's one specific captured moment.
But now, even we're not like a massive band, but by any means, but that song is playing, I think, in a rotation now at the stadium in Seattle, just from sort of hearsay from people she knows, just being like, oh, this song is cool. Sort of like now we hear like people posting little clips from like a soccer game. We're like, oh shit, that's our song. Like, holy crap. And for us, that's like a big thing. And I'm like, well, that came out of you feeling angry at yourself. And now it's like playing there. We got this cool video from it. Like, We have a Fred Durst quote from it that's kind of funny because Tosh,
Oh.
Fred Durst, and like showed him one of the songs. He's like, "Oh, that song punched me in the fucking face," and like just like little. I don't know. It's just like if you can be angry at yourself and then turn it into other people being excited.
Yeah.
It's kind of a cool like paradigm to be in, and
you kind of have to detach yourself at a certain point too. Like if I'm Sorry makes me cry if I sing along to it for long enough. Or
that's my favorite song.
Like we recently played Austin City Limits and Far From Home. Like it was such an emotional day. We haven't even gotten into this yet. I don't know how much time you have.
All day.
So sidebar, at Austin City Limits, I don't know if you read this or not, but we were set to play at I think 1:45 or
we were like first of the day on our stage, like the BMI stage.
Yeah, and we showed up when they told us to show up.
It's like 9 a.m.
Sidebar, the night before we received like a flood warning at like 4:30 in the morning. It was torrential rain.
It was the Amber Alert like push notification thing. It's like, hey, there's flooding, like stay home,
don't drive, like. And so it had cleared by morning, like it was just drizzling. So we made it to the festival grounds. We like loaded all our gear onto the stage. We went to go get catering, like breakfast.
They're like, oh, you have about a half hour, go get something
half hour
to eat
before sound check. So we came back for sound check and our stage manager came up to us and he goes, guys, I have some bad news.
He's such a nice guy too. It felt so bad.
We were like, what? Like what? And he was like, you're not going to play today. We were just like, wait, are you joking? Like, we just drove like 21 hours. We drove to Texas from LA. And he was like, I'm so sorry. Like, there's flooding on the field. All the bands before 3 p.m. are canceled today. And we were like, shocked. Like, this, like, it just led to this moment of like, oh, we're finally playing a festival. Like we're going to get some, credit to our name. Just completely taken aback and had about 20 minutes of just deep depression. And then he came back to us 20 minutes later and he's like, you guys, how do you want to play at 7 p.m. tonight?
Oh boy.
We're like,
that's a fucking upgrade.
Yeah. We're like,
we actually ended up being in between, like on a different stage, but in between Megan Thee Stallion and Miley Cyrus. Like that.
And we were positioned so like if you needed to leave Megan Thee Stallion to get a drink and go see Miley Cyrus, you have to go past us.
Wow. What three powerhouse vocal performers.
Oh my God. It was.
And you're included in that, Amanda, by the way.
So thank you.
Yeah.
Miley was like one of my heroes when I was growing up.
Unbelievable, Miley.
I think I said I get to play the same festival as Hannah Montana. But yeah, it was one of the most emotional days of my life. And then we played Far From Home last at our set, and I just like started crying. Like I couldn't help but cry because that song is like one of the most emotional songs for me on the record as well. And it was insane. It's absolutely, the songs are emotional is my point.
Yeah, I think for us too, it's like, it might not seem like a big deal. It's like, oh, it's just a festival or whatever. But for us, it's like, no, we've been building this from nothing. And, we've had help along the way. Obviously, we're very fortunate, but like, it's.
Yeah, even just to see our name on the poster was just.
Oh yeah, I bought like 3 T-shirts with our name on the back. I'm like.
I'd never imagined I would ever do that.
We were getting into the territory where we're spending more money than we're making on their merch. Like, just because I'm like, this is the first thing.
Yeah.
No, that
was taken away. But
it worked though. It worked out better.
Somebody saved us that day, and whoever it was.
Hannah Montana.
Thank you.
Thanks very much for checking out Some What Was Short with Bexley. The entire conversation that goes just short of 3 hours lives on via whatwasthatradio.com/podcast. And whatever you're doing the rest of your day, and as always, please look after yourself. And I hope there's some fun and smiles involved in the rest of your day too, because we've got to cherish that positive.